Hello all together. Today we want to start our webinar about the wireless residential solutions. What will you see and hear today in this webinar? You see here a typical family house, and in these residential houses there are a lot of options what you can install to make it a little bit more comfortable, to put in some nice features to make it a little bit more safety. And this is the idea behind our webinar today. We will start with our first slide. And this is the introduction of ourselves. Please, Simon, start.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for attending our webinar. So my name's Simon Johnson. I'm the sales manager for the UK and Ireland for Enocean.
Thanks, Simon. My name is Michael Tünte. I'm responsible for the export as a key account manager. I'm working for Eltaku now since more than 25 years. And I'm responsible for the export 15 years and working as a key account manager around about 1 year and 3 months. Okay. So now we are going into our webinar, and we will start with the first slide, what is described from Simon.
Hi, I'm hoping that the majority of people who are listening know who Enocean are, but for any of those of you that don't, I'll just give you a brief overview of who we are and what we do. So we are the original pioneers of energy harvesting. We develop wireless, battery-free sensors and switches. We have an office in Munich. We've been established for nearly 20 years, and we have European manufacturing facilities in Germany and in Hungary. We harvest the energy for our devices from movement, light, or from temperature differential. We're radio agnostic, so we manufacture our modules in 5 different frequencies, 3 sub-gig frequencies, 1 for the UK and Europe, 1 for the States, and 1 for Japan, and also 2 worldwide frequencies, which are Zigbee and Bluetooth. Our devices are used in thousands of buildings across the world to offer commercial building automation solutions, smart homes, lighting control, asset tracking, facilities management, assisted living, and industrial applications. And now with the onset of coronavirus, we're also looking at people monitoring and room usage, certainly in offices and schools. Our technology is used by around about 350 partners, many of whom are members of the Enocean Alliance. The Alliance is there to promote the Enocean sub-gig radios around the world. Thank you, Michael.
Okay, thanks, Simon. Coming to Eltaku. Eltaku is a German company, and the name Eltaku is nothing what has to do with a Mexican restaurant or something else. So this is often what we can hear when we are on an exhibition. No, Eltaku is an abbreviation of a German function, let me say, and described elektrischer Tastkontakt. And this is the abbreviation of Eltaku and means the functionality of a normal standard impulse switch. Eltaku is now 71 years old. Our history started in 1949, and the father of the owner today, Horst Ziegler, founded the company. It's still a family company, around about 180 employees. Our turnover in 2019 was 54 million euro, and we are still producing our electronic devices in China. And our distribution center, central stock, management, and so on, it's near Stuttgart, and the town is called Fellbach, and you can see it here right in the bottom. Today, we want to talk about the different type of installations, and you also will get some questions from us later where you can vote. For example, what you are using and what you prefer to use. Is it a central installation or is it a decentral installation? These typical two kind of installation are a part of our webinar today and in a second one in 2 weeks. Yeah, what is wireless standard? What is the wireless building nowadays? We and together with an ocean using the standard and ocean radio frequency of 868 megahertz. This requires no wires in the building. We do not need any wires for the push buttons and sensors, of course, for the load, but all or mostly all sensors are having no batteries. This is also absolutely perfect. We can create a lot of more comfort with this kind of technology and also a safety function because yeah, an ocean is also offering an encrypted function if you wish. So we can activate it also the encrypted technology in some of our sensors. And the actuator, of course, will understand. If we are talking about a wireless solution, we also can increase an installation via software to control it over app. Nowadays, of course, also over voice control like Alexa or Siri from Apple. And of course, also the Google Home is included. Yeah, Eltako and an ocean is yeah, a kind of family and cooperation we are having since 2008. And this is around about 12 years now. And we are very successful as a partner. And today you see that we are also creating a webinar together.
Yeah, it's interesting that with Eltako devices, you can have a single switch control and a single receiver all the way up to a full smart home solution with app control and voice control. The big advantage is that it is so very much scalable from a single circuit all the way up to a full home solution.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is now our first vote. Yeah, please let us know what kind of installation you prefer to install. Perhaps you remember we are talking about a central installation and a decentral installation.
So the options here are probably whether you're looking at using Eltako devices for retrofit or whether it will be a new build scenario. So retrofit would be decentral and new build would be central. We're just interested to know, because Eltako are looking at moving into UK far more, and we're interested to know in what direction we need to promote the devices. So your votes on this are quite interesting. We'd be interested to see what your thoughts are on central or decentral installations. I'm just looking there, Michael, to see if we've got.
Yeah, at the moment, around about 55% voted. We want to still wait for some more votes.
So we're central, more central so far, and even more. Yeah. This is interesting. It makes me believe that more and more people are looking at wireless as a solution for a new build, which is really positive.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
What's the split in Germany, Michael, for central and decentral? Do you know the numbers?
I don't know the numbers, but I know that the colleagues who's responsible for the German market are also going more and more in the central direction. So because it's absolutely more flexible, because you are having all devices in the distribution box, and that makes it more comfortable at least.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we can stop our vote and sharing the results with our guests to see what how they vote. Do you see the result already, Simon?
Yep. So it's 55% central and 45 decentral, with 76% of the attendees voting. So yeah, it's interesting. I would have thought it would have been more towards decentral, but yeah. So there's the votes.
Yeah, that's interesting also for our next webinar, because with the central installation, of course, we're going into the commercial buildings, and this is yeah, our next webinar. So interesting to see. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks a lot.
Thank you all.
We are going ahead. Coming to our hero. Yeah, Eltaku's hero is yeah, the guy who can make from all homes a smart home. In this sample, we can make from a castle also a smart home if we want. If there is an option, we can do. So our hero is responsible for making all houses smart. In the first room, what we will find in our smart home is our bedroom. In our bedroom, you see here some devices on the wall. And if we go now through the possibilities, we will show you some special functions, depending on the room, of course. If I click on the push button, we will see here our standard push button, and Simon will describe you what will or is used behind from an ocean.
Perfect. Thanks, Michael. Can you flick to the next slide, please, Michael?
Yeah, of course. So the next.
So inside the Eltako push buttons is our PTM module. It's almost 20 years old. It's patented, and it was a device that started an ocean. It comprises of 8 main components, with the 2 most important being the Eco 200 on the far left and the circuit board in the middle. So how does it work? If you could click forward again, please, Michael. So it's very similar to a bicycle dynamo. Now, I've put a picture of a dynamo there in the bottom right-hand side because I'm quite sure some of our younger listeners have probably never seen one and don't know what it actually is. But it works in a very similar way, our Eco 200. Instead of using rotary movement, it uses a rocking motion. When the push button's triggered, a small metal plate wrapped in fine copper cable rocks between the 2 opposed magnets. And you can see in the schematic in the top right, giving you an idea of this operation. This tiny movement, and it's less than 2 millimeters, generates the power required to send the radio signal. Next slide, please, Michael. At the same time that this energy is created, one of the 4 contact points on the push button module, you can see there on the left, is triggered and sends a radio signal from the switch to another N-Ocean device, such as an Eltako switching actuator. And because of this clever layout, the PTM module generates energy when either of the energy bars, the top or the bottom, are pressed or released. Next slide, Michael. So due to this functionality, we're able to offer 4 different contact points, in effect turning a 1-gang switch into a 2-gang and a 2-gang into a 4-gang. And this clever press and release function also allows us to use a PTM for dimming, with a delay time between the push signal and the release signal being used to set the dim level. And in larger installations, commercial or large homes, instead of using those 4 contact points to control individual lighting circuits, we could also use them to call up a scene. Thanks, Michael. Back to you.
Thanks, Simon. Yeah, interesting to see how the wireless push button and batteryless push buttons are working inside, and how you are creating the energy to send the telegrams. Yeah, as you can see here in the bedroom, we are also having here on the left side, yeah, a kind of window-door contact. But of course, the window-door contact you not only can use for controlling a window. We also have the option to use it, for example, at a slide door, what you can see here on the left side, to go into the bathroom. And the functionality could be with this window door contact that the light in the bathroom are going on automatically when you're opening the slide door from the bathroom, and off, of course, when you're closing it. This is an easy function to make it automatically to go into the bathroom, and the lights are going on automatically. In the middle of the bed, you see here a little bit bigger push button, and this bigger push button has a special security function, let me say. We can call it, for example, a panic switch. Yeah, what could be a panic switch? A panic switch is an easy function what we can implement it in all our actuators. That is, for example, the option you press the button and in the completely house, the lights will be switched on. And perhaps also the roller shutters will be closed so that you are absolutely close and safe in your house. This is often a function what the women wants to have when they are alone at home. So they have the option, lying in the bed, hearing a noise in the house, press the button, and in the whole house is with one click, all lights are on, the roller shutters will be closed, and so she feels a little bit more safe. Coming to the bedroom when it's dimmed up. So with the push buttons, what you can see here on the left and on the right side of the bed, we are having the option to control an actuator, and in this sample, it's a dimmer. So the FUD61 NPN is a dimmer from Eltako, and of course, this dimmer doesn't work with the in-ocean technology, and Simon will describe how it works.
Thank you, Michael. So even with our large range of energy harvesting devices, we ultimately need powered receivers at the other end, picking up the signals from the switches or sensors and controlling something, in this case, an Eltako Dimmer. The TCM300 shown on the left there is one of our line-powered modules and used by Eltako to add the radio functionality to this dimmer. In fact, the majority of Eltako's actuators, be it switching, dimming, blind controllers, or HVAC controls, use this TCM. Then, sadly, it's not as exciting as the kinetic push button, but they are the building blocks of a smart home system. So out of the box, these modules provide several fundamental operating modes that you need to offer a smart home solution. So unidirectional and bidirectional communication, so sending and receiving information. They offer a single channel relay mode if you just want it for a single channel switching actuator. They offer a 4-channel relay mode for multiple channel actuators or for blind controllers. And they also offer a dimming mode, which is what Eltako make use of in the FUD61. Thank you, Michael.
Okay, back in the bedroom. Back in the bedroom, you see here on top a smoke detector. This smoke detector is also sending an ocean telegram, and these telegrams are also possible to teach in a lot of different actuators. And the option could be also when there is an alarm from the smoke detector that all lights are going on. In this case, the roller shutters should be open so that you can leave in an easy way and open your window to leave the house in an easy way. This is an option when we are installing the smoke detector within an ocean ship inside. On the right side, you see an docking station, and this docking station is an in-wall mounted docking station for iPads. Your iPad is permanent charged. You can put it in and you can control, of course, your smart home app. And you also can use the same docking station for your Sonos system, for all other apps. This is the best possibility for these docking stations and for your iPad. And we are offering it in different colors, of course. Changing to the next room, coming into our living room. In our living room, you see different push buttons. You see also an actuator, and we will start with a standard push button. And I want to show you now that we do not only offer the push buttons in white glossy. We also offering these in white. Then we are offering it in pure white. Of course, we also have an anthracite color, and we also offering an aluminum color. So there are, I think, for all people the right colors. So you can decide it which is the right color for you. On the left side, over the windows here, there is an shading actuator, and this actuator, the FSB61, is a device to control 230 volt motors. In our living room now, it's controlling the roller shutters, but the same device can, of course, control also a marquise or some blinds. So the output is 230 volt for up and down. So if you want, you can use it for all kind of 230 volt motors. Coming to a new device from Enocean, you see it here in the middle. It's a multisensor, and Simon will describe the newest technology from Enocean.
Thanks, Michael. If you just click through the next slide, Michael. So this multisensor from Eltako is available in different versions. So a System 55 version, and also this compact standalone version. So what's inside the Eltako FMS? It's our new Swiss knife of sensors, the STM550. You can see from the picture that it shares the same frame format as our PTM module, which makes it really easy to install in an existing System 55 frame, either as a standalone device, or if you wanted it next to push buttons, you could put it into one of the Eltako double frames. It's 5 sensors in one. It can monitor the room's environment, so the temperature, the humidity, and the lux level for heating and ventilation applications or for lighting control. It can also detect acceleration, so it could be used for window and door glass break monitoring, and it includes a traditional magnetic contact for doors and windows, which could be used for HVAC overrides or again for security functions. Completely solar powered, it'll operate battery free. It requires around about 200 lux of light for 6 hours a day to stay fully charged. For rooms that are particularly dark, or if you want to use them in a really dark area, then there is the ability to add a lithium battery, which would give it a lifespan of around 4.5 years in total darkness. And a really neat function now is that we've brought out the NFC tool, which is an app available for both iOS and Android devices. And this allows you to set the parameters of the multi-sensor either on your desk or on site. There's a video I've just put on LinkedIn, and there's a video one of my colleagues has put on YouTube showing you the features of this app. So by all means, visit and have a look. And going forward, we will be offering more app commissioning of our devices with the Enocean tool. Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Simon. Going into the living room, in the evening you see here now on the left side that the roller shutters from the windows are closed. So the actuator, the shading actuator, received a telegram, perhaps from a push button, or it's done automatically over a clock, for example. So these FSU 55, it's a clock what can send out different Enocean telegrams to different times. For example, to control the roller shutters, but also it can control, of course, also the lights. There is also a function inside when you are on holiday, so that you have there a mode to activate it, and the lights and the roller shutters, for example, are closing in a different kind of way over different times over the week when you are on holiday. In the bottom, we are having a temperature regulator. The temperature regulator can be connected to different heating actuators from Eltako, and of course also to valves where the Enocean technology is included, so that there is a directly communication between a temperature regulator and the heating actuator or a bulb. At least in the middle of the desk in the living room, you will find an Eyetop. The Eyetop is a device what you can place on a desk or in the kitchen, or as you have seen here on another kind of table, where you also have the option to charge your iPad and to use the keypads here on the right side directly for special functions. For example, to switch on and off your Sonos system, or to switch on and off your lights. There is also an option with these Eyetops, and you can have it in different colors. I show you here now the black ones and the white ones, but we're also offering other colors as well. And of course, on top, at least, it's the same as it should be in each room. There is our smoke detector. And the function for all smoke detectors could be the same, to give an, of course, acoustic alarm, but also, because there is the Enocean technology inside, switch on and off the lights. Going into the next room, this is our hallway. In the hallway, you see here also some sensors installed, some actuators, and I will start with a motion detector, with a PIR. This PIR is measuring the brightness and it's detecting the motion, and the motion detector is connected to an actuator, so that your lights are going on and off automatically, plus a delay time. That means in your hallway, the lights are never permanent on. And it's, of course, an interesting comfort. You're opening the door, the motion detector will detecting you, and the lights are going automatically on when it's dark enough. This is also very important. Not over the day, it's only going on when it's dark enough. Here in the middle of the picture, I have a window door contact. The window door contact is with a magnetic contact, and there of course is also an ocean inside, and Simon will describe what technology it's used here from an ocean.
Thank you, Michael. So the Eltako FTK door and window contact contains our STM329, another long-standing module in the Enocean portfolio. Really compact with its little pig's tail coiled aerial to keep it as short as possible. It's ideal for door and window contacts where obviously we want them to be discreet as possible when they're mounted on the door or window frames. Next slide, Michael. So again, it's solar powered, works absolutely maintenance free, which to be honest is fundamental when it comes down to mounting these devices on doors and windows, where the routing of the cables for powered devices is often very difficult, often overlooked, and normally, and from experience, the wires are in the wrong place. So the advantage of a battery-free solar-powered door window contact is probably one of the strongest arguments for Eltako and Enocean. Thank you, Michael. Back to you.
Okay, Simon. Yeah, this window door contact is easy to use in combination with our alarm controller. Our alarm controller, the FAC, for example, can show you directly on the screen in letters which window in which room is open, for example. And over the LED here left in the bottom, you get directly the information about is there a window open, is it tightened, or is it closed. So for example, when it's green, of course, all windows are closed. When it's yellow, there is a tightened window. And if it's red, the window is completely open. So you can see directly, instead of the color, what is the situation in your home before you're leaving. And this alarm controller has inside a small Serene, so that you can use it in the house. But together, With the outdoor Serene, you have an absolutely perfect combination. This Serene is powered over the solar cell, and there is a loudspeaker inside so that it makes some noise, or I think it's a loud noise what you can hear outside. And of course, it's also an optical information, because there are a lot of LEDs, red LEDs flashing when there is an alarm coming from the alarm controller. And the alarm controller could work together with a scene push button. And for example, if you are coming home, you are pressing the push button home, and you will deactivate your alarm function. If you are away, then you can press the away push button, and you will automatically activate, of course, your alarm. And important is here that this scene push button could be also connected to the lights. That means if you're pressing the push button away, you will have an energy saving switch in the same push button. Because if you press away and you switch off all the lights, you are 100% sure that you will not forget any lights in your house. And there are two other options. So you are having home, but at night, then you can reduce, for example, your set points for the heating system. And if you are on holiday, you also can set some special set points for your heating systems, and also some other functions, activating of your alarm system, whatever else. So the scenes are free, can be combined.
So me and Michael were discussing this earlier, that obviously in the UK, I don't know about the rest of Europe, but you need certain approved alarms to comply with your insurance and so on. But some of the features of this Eltako system could be really neat as a bolt on top of an alarm.
Yeah.
Certainly the monitoring of your doors and windows with a little indicator to show that one's open, especially if you're in a 3-story house, could be a really nice function. So yeah, it wouldn't comply with our regulations for security, but as an additional function, I think there's some really clever ideas.
Yeah, it's the same, I think, in a lot of other countries. So this system will not get any certification, but at least it's better to have this kind of alarm system than nothing. And interesting is here that we can use the motion detector, for example, to switch on and off the lights. And in the same case, we use the same sensors to give an alarm. And this is absolutely interesting. You don't need a second system, and I think it's better than to have nothing.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Okay, going into our garden, in a typical UK garden, I think, we will have here the option to control our lighting system and our fontaine, for example, over a brightness sensor. And yeah, as you hopefully know, of course, in this brightness sensor is also an ocean included, Simon.
Thank you, Michael. So the last device from Eltako, the FHD60SB lux sensor, makes use, perfect. Next slide, Michael. Makes use of our STM300, which is another one of our solar powered modules that in this case takes the natural light and converts it to energy. Next slide, Michael. So the STM is designed to be extremely energy efficient, allowing the sensors to the option of running purely on solar. Now, in this case, I do know that the Eltako device does have a backup battery, but this device is also sold in countries even further north than the UK, where the option of sufficient light is restricted, so it does need a backup battery. Interestingly enough, it's the same chip that Eltako also use in their intelligent radiator valve, which uses the third option for energy harvesting, which is thermal, or the Peltier effect, basically harvesting energy from temperature differential. Now, all of our solar power devices use this same technology here shown on the slide. People sometimes ask whether these devices still work when it gets dark, which would be pretty bad if they didn't. So how do we manage to keep them running even when there's no light? So we use a combination of very clever energy monitoring electronics and short-term and long-term storage. So the solar panel initially charges the short-term storage. This normally takes a couple of minutes, around about 400 lux. And this means that not much longer than you take the device out of the cardboard box, it will work. Then any surplus energy that it's collecting via the solar panel will then move into the long-term store, and this is then used for the continuous use of the device. And depending on the transmission rate of the signals, some of our devices can last for around about 10 days in total darkness. So that's how we manage to use solar panels but keep the device operating throughout the night. Thanks, Michael. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Simon. So our last device, what we want to talk about is once again the clock, because this clock is also possible to use, for example, to switch on and off your lighting systems in the garden, because in our clock we are having also the astro function, and that means that we will that we know when we are having sunrise and sunset at each day, and that is interesting because then the lights are going exactly on and off at the same brightness, so in summertime and in wintertime, and you do not have to change any settings in the clock. As you can see here with the same clock, if you want, you also can send a telegram to reduce the brightness. So we can send different, or can activate at different dim levels in our actuators, so that you can have in the beginning of the darkness or a little bit less light, and then you can dim up to 100%, for example. This is a lot of possibilities with this kind of technology. On our next slide, we have the second vote. What are you mostly interested in using wireless? Please let us know very shortly and quick, because we are should not.
We're overrunning, Michael.
Yeah, we are overrunning.
So we're interested. We're interested to see what you would more likely use, or most likely use Eltako devices for heating control, lighting control, blind control, which is not so popular in the UK, security, or just general comfort. Wow. Oh, it was 80% comfort, 26% of the votes. We're nearly up to 50% have voted, Michael.
Yeah.
So far, lighting is winning comfortably, and more. Yeah, it's still, lighting is still fundamental in the smart home sector, but interestingly, comfort is catching up. So yeah. Comfort being automation, possibly iPad control, and moving on to voice control, which puts Eltako in a good place, Michael.
Yeah, but okay, this is interesting to see, and we can close the vote and sharing the polls to our guests so that they can see what is the result of the vote.
So it shows how few blinds we have automated in the UK, Michael, and everyone's comfortable and safe in their home.
Interesting is to see that the heating system is not so interesting when we are talking about smart home. This is something what I thought it could be more.
Yeah, it's so warm in the UK that we don't need heating systems.
Okay, that's also new for me. Okay. Okay, let us think about the future, how we can develop the right devices for the UK market.
Yep.
Okay, that was a short presentation in a smart home. Of course, we from EnOcean and Eltako want to show you the possibilities in the future. And there is coming soon a brand new device. We call it Series 64. Perhaps some of you have already get some advertisements of these devices. And yeah, we will start with the Series 64 very soon, as with a switching actuator, dimming actuator, and then shading actuator. And interesting is that this device has a chip on board where the Ocean technology is included, but also a wireless technology, and also a Bluetooth option is on board. So there are all three mostly used wireless technologies in one device. And interesting is that the devices can be controlled directly with Apple HomeKit because the devices are certified from Apple. So there is an option to implement it, the Series 64, into Apple HomeKit so that you can combine the Eltako devices with your Sonos system with all other options what are in an HomeKit available. The same is for the Amazon Alexa technology. We also can control over Alexa, and you also can use the same device with the Google Assistant. So all three voice control systems what are on the market at the moment are possible to use with the Eltako Series 64. And these devices are also getting upgrades over your Wi-Fi. So if you decided for a Series 64 device, you will get every time the latest version because you can upgrade it over the internet.
Also, one thing that's interesting, sorry, Michael, is that all of these devices have a 230 volt input, so you can actually put them behind a retractive push to make switch and control them mechanically, as it were, or with a wireless push button. And Michael will confirm this. I think that input can also be moved or used via the app to control other Series 64 devices.
Absolutely.
So a direct
correct.
Yeah. That's a really neat feature.
So this wired push button input is possible to use, for example, to switch on and off your Sonos system. So this is an easy application to describe how can it work.
Yeah. Perfect. So you can separate that 230 volt input from the actual device, in effect.
Absolutely correct. Yeah. And
our
last vote is still open, and there we are asking, where would you search to buy Eltako devices? Perhaps, as you know, we are starting our business in the UK already, and we also will have our own employee from July on. So please let us know where could it be interesting to make a little bit more pressure to buy Eltako devices.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see. I also know that there is a wholesaler listening as well, Michael. So we think we know the answer to this, to be honest, but we'd be interested to see what the poll says.
Yeah.
So we've got 53% electrical wholesaler, 29% system partners, and 18% other. That's half the votes in. If we wait a little while longer, 60% of the votes in.
Yeah.
It's certainly looking favourable as electrical wholesaler is up to nearly 60%, or system partner.
Interesting which is to see still.
Yeah, which is where we thought, to be honest, Michael. Yeah, that's nearly 70% voted. So good. Thank you for that all.
Yeah, so still the wholesaler is very important. And interesting is to see that your Amazon or do-it-yourself stores are not so interesting where to buy the devices. Yeah. Okay, going ahead. we will answer some questions. So you have now the chance to go over question and answers, to ask us what you want to know about an ocean, what you want to know about Eltako, and let us know. We will try to answer. If we do not have the time today to answer all your questions, we will send you all the answers by email, so you will not lose any answers from us. If you are asking us, please do. The answer is coming by mail.
Well, we haven't had a question yet, Michael, but we've had a comment saying, thanks, guys, well done.
Yeah.
So it means we must have done okay.
It's our colleague from the Netherlands. There are coming some questions.
So, right, which kind of sensor do you have, Michael? I'll let you answer that one.
Yeah, I can give you a short overview. So we are having from push buttons, motion detectors, brightness sensors, multisensors for measuring wind, sun, brightness in different directions, temperature regulators. So there is a huge family of sensors in our range. You could have a look on our website.
And there's another question about centralized solutions. So we do have another webinar on the 1st of July, Michael.
Yeah,
that is about commercial.
Yeah.
It's about commercial solutions, so that will contain a lot more about the centralized solutions.
Yeah.
At the time, it's certainly the 1st of July. Where are we?
About the sensors. Yeah, all these sensors: humidity, CO2, water leak, all these sensors we are having in our range.
Yep. Can an ocean to AV control systems, such as Control 4 and Savan? I certainly know that there is a device that allows an ocean to connect through to Control 4. I'm not sure. I think we get the emails of the attendees, so I can reply directly on that and send you some information. But I'll make a note. But yeah, there is definitely an ocean to Control 4 gateway.
Yeah, there are a lot of gateways in the Ocean Alliance, and I do not know all the options, but there is a website from the Ocean Alliance where you can search for it. It's very easy.
Yeah, I'll get back to you on that, John.
I think we are running out of time. Let us stop now here, and we will answer the rest of the questions by email. But be 100% sure we will not forget you. You will get the answers by email. You are registered, and we will have your answers. So you get the answers. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
I'm going through. Yeah.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you for the attendees.
Yeah, our next webinar will be located on the 1st of July, 3 p.m. German time, 2 p.m. British time, and we will talk about the solutions for a smart commercial building. A smart commercial building could be this office I think it's located near the Frankfurt airport, and in this building is completely an ocean technology installed, and we will talk about the options, what we can do with this an ocean technology together with Eltako in a commercial building. Our contact details from Simon and me, you can write down, or of course this webinar is later uploaded to YouTube, and then you can write it down in an easy way, or click directly on it to get the answers from Simon or from me by mail.
Perfect. Thank you for that. We will answer all the questions for sure.
Yeah. And if not, contact us over the social media platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Sing and LinkedIn, you see we are absolutely up to date, and you can decide it where you want to be in contact with us, or back to the past by phone. It's also an option. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Simon. And see you on 1st of July. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.